Police. He is 19-year-old Terrell Thompson. We've confirmed his name. The I-team has been looking into Thompson's background. We'll have details on that coming up on TMJ4 News at 5.
And we continue to monitor this news conference outside District 4, so we will get to that when that begins. But in the meantime, we want to get to our Bruce Harrison, who joins us live now from Milwaukee's South Side, where the officer was shot. Bruce, good afternoon.
Steve, Susan, good afternoon. A lot of the yellow police tape in this area has come down, but just a block or so from where I'm standing right now, it's still taped off. Police are still thoroughly investigating that fatal shooting of the officer.
Despite the best efforts of medical personnel, he died of his injuries.
Chief of Police Jeffrey Norman, after a call no police chief ever wants to receive.
The violence needs to stop. The violence needs to stop.
The trouble first started hours earlier when officers learned about an armed robbery at these apartments on Good Hope Road. Police say officers eventually located the suspect, a 19-year-old man, on the south side of the city near 14th and Cleveland. Police say an officer scuffled with the man who shot the officer. Police say other officers shot the man as well, but police say it's unclear for now if the man died by those bullets or his own gun.
One of our finest, who put on that uniform, put on that badge, went into work last night and paid the ultimate sacrifice.
And the mayor, also near the scene, issued a call to the public.
It's on all of us to make sure that individuals who are out there who would cause incidents like this, death, harm, or destruction, that we keep an eye on them.
This morning, officers also shared a moment of silence and prayer.
Let us not be wrapped up in anger and hate.
They gathered outside the medical examiner's office for the arrival of the fallen officer's body.
And that was our Bruce Harrison reporting an emotional scene. We want to get back out to District 4 of Milwaukee Police as we see a large contingent of officers have gathered, and Chief Norman is here now. Let's listen in.
President MPA Andrew Wagner and the MPD District 4 family for being out here with me today. On Tuesday, February 7, 2023, at 1:16 a.m., an officer was killed in the line of duty while he and his partner were attempting to apprehend a suspect wanted in connection to a robbery. During the encounter, the suspect, a struggle ensued in which the suspect fired shots, striking Officer Peter Jerving. Officer Jerving discharged his firearm, striking the suspect. Officer Jerving was transported to Freighter Hospital for treatment and later succumbed to his injuries. The deceased suspect is a 19-year-old Milwaukee man, Terrell Thompson. The Milwaukee Police Department mourns the loss of Officer Jerving, a 38-year-old lifelong resident of the city of Milwaukee and a 4-year veteran of the Milwaukee Police Department. Officer Jerving is a beloved member of our agency, and his courage in the line of duty should be commended. He received the MPD Life-Saving Award just last year for heroically providing life-saving care to a shooting victim during extremely dangerous conditions. He will be greatly missed by us all. As we grieve, please remember Officer Jerving's smile and positive attitude that will brighten up our days and light up our room. He was a loving friend, a trusted colleague, and an outstanding officer whose passion was to serve as an officer since a young age of 13. To my officers, I am grateful for every one of you who bravely put on the MPD uniform and face the unknown daily task of protecting our city. I'm proud of your response to this tragedy and response how difficult it must be to continue our important work despite suffering a traumatic loss. I'm asking that each and every one of you reach out to one another, and that you not only support one another, but you pray for one another. I'm also asking for you to pray for Officer Jerving's family. At this time, I'll bring the Mayor Johnson to the microphone.
Thank you very much, Chief. Peter Jerving
is a name that we will remember in Milwaukee and a name that we will honor in Milwaukee. He came to work every single day knowing the challenges and knowing the potential danger that would possibly affect him, affect certainly his brothers and sisters in the Milwaukee Police Department and their duty, their sworn duty to protect and serve this city and its residents every single day. That's the very definition of bravery. That's what Officer Jerving represented. His colleagues here at Police District Number 4 and officers throughout the city have our sincere condolences, for not just from me as mayor, but from every single person who resides in this city and calls Milwaukee home. I know that Peter Jerving's family was proud of his dedication to his career, to his desire to be a Milwaukee police officer from the young age that Chief Norman just mentioned. They've got my sympathy, they have my appreciation as well, and all of us can only imagine, I certainly can only imagine, the tremendous loss that they're feeling right now. The entire city is deeply saddened today. As we all know that Peter Jerving was out there in the middle of the night doing his job, protecting and serving this entire city and the residents in it. He's protecting all of us who live here and all of us who work here. We're so grateful for his service, and we're grateful to all the men and all the women who put on that badge and put on those boots and go out and patrol these streets every single day to keep all of us safe in Milwaukee. No matter if you're a resident, no matter if you are a commuter who comes into the city every day for work or otherwise, no matter if you're a visitor, no matter if you're one of our businesses, that's what Peter represented. And that's what the men and women of this police department do day in and day out, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. Thank you.
Before I take any questions, I'd like to also thank the Milwaukee community. Appreciate the outpouring of support, the outpouring of love. Understand this is a very difficult moment for us all. Thank you, and continue to support us as we deal with this unfortunate tragedy. Who? Oh, sorry. Yep. Still trying to get myself together. At this time, I'd like to bring our chaplain who will have a words from the family, our chaplain, George Papacrisco. Sorry about that.
Good afternoon. The Jerving family, Officer Jerving's family, would like to thank the citizens of Milwaukee for their continued support thus far. Especially, we'd like to thank his brothers and sisters in blue, and also offers their support to his brothers and sisters in blue. They have asked me to read the following statement. It is with much sadness that we, the family of Officer Peter Jerving, announce his untimely death, which took place in the line of duty. Officer Peter Jerving loved and dedicated his life to serving the great people of our city. To his last breath, Peter fulfilled that goal. Milwaukee has lost one of its finest young officers. He will be greatly missed by his mother, father, brothers, and sisters, other family members, as well as his many wonderful friends and his comrades, brothers and sisters of the Milwaukee Police firefighter and rescue community. We ask that you respect the privacy of the family and friends of Officer Jerving during this period of mourning. Greater love has no man than this, that he lay down his life for his friends. Thank you.
At this time, any questions?
Hold on 1 second. I wanted to clarify. He's 37. Okay. We can take questions now.
Chief, can you walk us through the circumstances of the shooting? You said a struggle ensued. Did Thompson fire a weapon he had in his possession, or was he able to get an officer's weapon?
So we understand that the Thompson had a weapon, but they were still looking in regards to the actual circumstances. We're still awaiting the autopsy report, so there's a number of questions, unfortunately, that's still not answered at this time.
Did he use that weapon in the robbery that they were originally responding to?
Still looking into that situation also. What was that, sir?
Have you been able to review any video of this incident, body camera, otherwise?
Not this time, but I know that the team has, and is still looking in regards to any investigative leads and just making sure that we got all the understanding of what happened for the investigation.
Was Officer Jerving alone during that struggle?
He had a partner.
What more can you tell us about his time in NPD, the assignments he was given, or the accomplishments that he
So as the chief, I was more than likely one who gave him the Life-Saving Award. You know, I really appreciate that type of dedication. I know that the captain that oversees him, Captain Sly, would know him more personally than me. I know that, you know, there's a large contingency of officers, but all I do know is that everything that I'm hearing about him is just nothing but positive things. I was able to talk to his mother, who said that he was so proud to be an officer, so proud to be a Milwaukee police officer. I mean, those are the individuals that we really embrace and just say, hey, you know, this is what we are representing in regards to, you know, donning the badge, donning the uniform, being proud to be a resident, proud to be a part of this team, and that, you know, being able to step up to the challenge of what we need for our city in regards to public safety.
Chief, where's the procession going? What can you tell us about that?
At this time, I don't know. I know that we'll be following up with you all in regards to just the details of the procession.
How were they able to?
I'm sorry, there's one more. What? Yes. Yep. Yep.
Could you confirm the age of
37. Yep.
How were they able to track the suspect to the south side?
Still working on that. I know that it was pretty recent. The incident happened the night before, so it wasn't that long in regards to the investigation that led them to the south side. But again, this is still an ongoing investigation, trying to figure out all the details in that.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
Appreciate you guys coming.
And go ahead, Susan.
I was just going to say, you've been watching this live news conference with Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, where we learned the officer's name, Peter Jerving, a 4-year veteran of the Milwaukee Police Department, just 37 years old, and he died in the line of duty early this morning.
We heard from the chaplain, Papa Christou, saying thank you to everyone in the community from the family of Peter Jerving for the outpouring of love and support they have had in the hours since his death in early this morning.
And you know, you heard the chief talk about Officer Jerving's smile and positive attitude, and in this photo of the officer you can see that beautiful smile the chief was referring to. Let's take a look at the officer squad car. It's been outside District 7 on the north side of Milwaukee all day today. This is District 4 on Silver Spring Drive. And people have been going to that location all day, trying to do what they can to pay their respects, laying flowers in honor and respect for fallen Officer Peter Jerving.
And we're going to go back to the news conference location outside District 4 right now, where they have posted this photo of Officer Peter Jerving in his full uniform as the memorial grows outside of the district there. Again, we just heard from the police chief that Peter Jerving was 37 years old, 4 years of service to the city of Milwaukee before his death early this morning. When a member of the force dies in the line of duty, we see an extraordinary commitment from fellow officers. We saw that starting in the early hours today. They head to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner's office. They stand vigil and honor their fallen brother or sister. We have video of that procession from early this morning as the ambulance made its way from Frederick Hospital, arriving at the medical examiner's office. Officers and firefighters surrounded the ambulance and they wait vigil outside that building about an hour. In that time, it was bowed heads, tears, and many prayers were said. Again, 37 years old, 4 years in the Milwaukee Police Department, but Peter Jerving was so much more than those two facts.
So let's go back to our Katie Crowther, who is outside the medical examiner's office, and she can fill us in on Peter Jerving's life. Katie?
Yeah, Susan and Steve, I sat down with one of Officer Peter Jerving's best friends earlier today. His name is Justin Sithavong. Justin says he checks in with his friends who are police officers every day because he knows how dangerous the job is. Well, today, his worst fear came true.
I'll text him on shift. We'll talk daily, just so I know he's all right.
Around 3 a.m. came a different kind of call from another close friend who's also a Milwaukee police officer.
And he told me, and I'm like, no. I went in complete shock.
Their mutual friend killed in the line of duty at just 37 years old. Justin had to do something.
I need to be with his family. I need to find his brother. I need to I was just lost.
Justin drove to the medical examiner's office, then the fallen officer's home, then the officer's brother's house.
The first hug I got from him, he said it was his first shed of tear today because he was still in shock. He doesn't believe it was his brother. I don't believe it. It's just out of the blue.
Still in disbelief, Justin brought flowers to District 4 and spoke to some of the officers there who, like Justin, lost their dear friend. A friend who became an MPD officer later in life, in his 30s, less than 5 years ago, but truly found his calling.
He's like, I'm becoming a cop for Milwaukee. I said, wow, first, and then I supported him after that. So I always get worried when I have a friend say I'm in the academy becoming a cop. I don't know where it came from, but he worked hard. He got in. He's been in 4.5 years, and I can say he's worked more overtime than like anyone I know. And it gave him, hope, and just putting on that vest and wearing the blue, supporting the city.
And we thank him for his service. And you noticed in that story I did not use Peter Jerving's name or show photos of him just because we were waiting on police and respecting the privacy of family. Police just revealing the officer's name is Peter Jerving, and here is what family and friends want everyone to know about Peter Jerving. I'm going to read you some of the things they told me. He was the friend who would always be one call away when you needed anything. He was a jokester, a character, the life of the party. Also, the first one on the dance floor for the longest at the party. I'm told he had serious dance moves. Full of energy, pure fun. He played in a lot of sports leagues. He was just a passionate, good friend. He leaves behind a serious girlfriend, 6 siblings, and his parents, who were so proud of him. Now, they are requesting still privacy as they now mourn together. And again, I am reporting live from the medical examiner's office, and when that procession starts from here to Krause Funeral Home, I will bring you that. But for now, reporting live, Katie Crowther, TMJ4 News.
And the timing fortunate, Katie, that police gave us the green light to use Peter Jerving's name so we could tell that and attribute all of those things to him and his life.
And Katie, the way she described him, he was so loved and just a gem of a human being.
Today's death, the first time a Milwaukee officer has died in the line of duty in 4 years.
On February 6th of 2019, 4 years ago yesterday, Milwaukee police officer Matthew Rittner was killed when officers were serving a search warrant. Rittner was with the department for 17 years and left behind a wife who was pregnant at the time. And not long before that, Officer Michael Mahalski was shot and killed in the line of duty. That was on July 25th in 2018. And then about a month before that, Officer Charles Irvine Jr. was killed in a rollover crash while chasing a suspect.
So many statements of support for the officer's family today, including this from Governor Tony Evers taking to Twitter. In a tweet, he says, quote, Kathy and I are praying for the officer's family, colleagues of the department, and the entire city of Milwaukee, mourning yet another tragic loss due to gun violence.
And as we go to break right now, we do have the response by other police departments across the state who are showing their support for Milwaukee's fallen officer Peter Jerving. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get to meteorologist Kristen Kershane now for a look at the forecast on this Tuesday. Hey, Kristen.
Yeah, hey, temperatures have been pretty mild over the last couple of days. We're melting our snowpack here. As we look at the snow depth that gets measured every day at the Milwaukee airport. On Friday, we still had 6 inches of snow on the ground. Over the weekend, down to 5. Monday, we had 4 inches on the ground. And as of this morning, we were down to 2 inches. We've done more melting today. Temperatures above the freezing mark area wide. Mix of upper 30s and low 40s outside. And we're getting to end of the day here with some sunshine as we take a live look at downtown Milwaukee. Looks nice out there, seeing the blue skies and a little bit of sunshine here before the sun goes down. Looking across the state, the weather nice and quiet. We're going to keep these clear skies around as we move into tonight. National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch. Does not include us here in southeast Wisconsin. As we look back towards the Dells, La Crosse, and Platteville, 4 to 7 inches of snow expected in this area. We'll take a closer look at how much rain and how much snow we're expecting here in southeast Wisconsin still ahead.
All right, sounds good. Thank you. Our coverage of today's death of Milwaukee police officer Peter Jerving continues at 4:30 with what we know about the 19-year-old suspect.
And as we go to break, more from police departments across the state showing their support for Milwaukee's fallen officer.